Hello, and welcome to Miss Pam Reads. Today we are reading Grumpy Monkey Up All Night by Suzanne Lang, illustrated by Max Lang. Grumpy Monkey Up All Night by Suzanne Lang, illustrated by Max Lang. Early in the evening, just about supper time, Norman heard a whole lot of whooping and hollering next door. "What's the ruckus?" Norman asked his neighbor, Jim Pansy. "I'm so excited!" Jim exclaimed. "I'm going to have a sleepover at my parents' house. My whole family will be there. Mom, Dad, and my big sisters, Anna and Nan." "Who's that?" asked Norman. "Oh yeah, my little brother Tim," grumbled Jim. "But never mind, it'll still be fun. Sleepovers are a good time," Norman agreed. Jim talked about all the great things he would do. First, we'll go termite fishing. Next, we'll tell scary stories. Then, we'll have a midnight feast and wash it down with some jungle punch. "I wouldn't drink punch too close to bedtime," Norman advised. "Bedtime?" Jim exclaimed. "Nobody sleeps at a sleepover. We're going to stay up all night." "Sounds fun," said Norman. "Mind if I tag along?" A little later, they arrived at the tree where Jim's parents lived. "It's my little grumpy monkey," Jim's mom cried as she gave him a hug. "I'm so happy to see you." "Mom," moaned Jim, "I'm not little, and I'm not a monkey. I'm an ape." Jim's mom smiled and ruffled his fur. "But you sure are grumpy," she said. "No, I'm not," Jim scowled. "I like your mom," said Norman. "No fair. You didn't say we could bring a friend," said a voice coming down the path. "Who's that?" asked Norman. "Tim," exclaimed Jim's family. "I thought you said he was your little brother," said Norman. "He had a growth spurt," said Tim. "Yeah, I had a growth spurt," said Tim. "There we go." "What should we do first?" asked Jim's mom. Everyone answered at once. "Termite fishing, pick fleas off each other, bob for mangoes." "I know," said Tim. "Measure each other to see who's tallest." "Maybe our guest should choose," suggested Jim's dad, turning to Norman. "It's a tough decision," said Norman. "It all sounds fun." "Don't worry," said Anne. "There'll be plenty of time to do everything because we're going to stay up all night," cheered Jim and his siblings. "I don't know," said Jim's mom. "Staying up all night could make for some very grumpy monkeys." Termite fishing. And then the games began. Termite fishing, interesting. Flea picking. Bobbing for mangoes. Scary stories. "It was a dark and stormy night," said Jim. Tim trembled. "Your brother's scared," said Jim's mom. "Why not tell a happy story instead?" Midnight feast. "Hey, you have to share the jungle punch, but you didn't share the bananas." Stay up all night. "It's really dark," said Tim, looking around. "Because it's night," snapped Jim. "Are you grumpy?" asked Tim. "No," said Jim. Just then they heard a noise. "Rah! Thunder!" shouted Tim. That's an odd noise for thunder. and his eyes went wide. "Oh, no, now it's dark and stormy." "Don't worry," said Jim. "It's just Norman snoring. He does lots of funny snores. Sometimes it sounds like rah, 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 rah. And sometimes it sounds like..." Tim laughed. "Other times it sounds like ha-wee, ah-wee." Jim and Tim laughed and laughed all night long. Shoo! As the sun came up, Tim fell asleep. "Good idea, little brother," said Jim as he tucked Tim in and lay down. But just as he was about to close his eyes... "Good morning, my monkeys," said Jim's mom. "Mom," shouted Jim, "we're not monkeys, we're apes." "I prefer gorilla, but yeah, ape works," said Norman. "Oh, Jim, I told you staying up all night would make you grumpy," said Jim's mom, ruffling his fur. "I'm not..." "You'll always be my grumpy monkey," whispered Jim's mom. He fell asleep. All right, you guys. Thank you for joining me. For Miss Pam Reads. Remember to subscribe to the channel so you'll get an update when a new story posts. Bye.